Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another show of Toffee Bluecast instant match reaction after the game. It is Everton 2, Crystal Palace 0. Yes, you heard that right. Me and Paul here to give our match reaction, and we want to see what your reaction is on the game as well. We normally spend about half an hour just seeing how we feel after the game and then going and either celebrating or being miserable. But this should be a bit of a celebration, this one. First game of the season. I've got back with me, Paul, on the show. How you doing, Paul? You all right?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I enjoyed that. It's been a while. Gutted I missed last night, but a good chat. I did watch it, and it was good to see everyone back again. And we start the season with 3 points. Doesn't often happen.
I can see everyone in the comments. Dan is there. The dream team is back. We are a bit late because we struggled with having a few technical issues, but we will battle through them. I'm not sure why the internet's going a bit dodgy today, but it is. But sometimes you just have to battle through these ones. How did you find the game then, Paul?
I thought we were... I actually thought first half... we controlled a good chunk of it, but my word, there were key moments when there was key moments that on another day, we could have been 2 down quite easily at half time. So, I mean, we've got Jordan to thank for a great save where he tips it onto the post, and Mateta to thank for balls in up an easy shot into goal. So we rolled our luck. Certainly the first half. I did like the way that we laid out. We're having some shocking internet today, bad looks of it.
I know we can't normally just we can't know. Sometimes it's bang on, and sometimes it puts you to the test, doesn't it, the internet? But today it seems to be putting you to the test a little bit. Maybe it's because you had holiday. It's thinking because you left me in the house. I'm gonna be hard work today. Down the other end of Jordan save, but look good. Paul froze. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I enjoyed it immensely.
Now I think it was a game where we went through the motions. I feel we went through the motions, and
I thought it was good, mate.
I could see Crystal Palace go through the motions.
You carry on without me for a minute or two.
I'm trying to sort your signal out.
Yeah, go on. You sort it out. You go on.
I think he's trying to sort the signal out. No, I feel it was a game of us going through the motions. I mean, today the lineup, I got it right. I did say we'd have that lineup, and it was the lineup that I said. Merlin Roll started right back, which we was unsure whether it was going to be O'Brien. Armstrong got the start, who has been playing well, and Hackney as well, which I think a few people was unsure about. Hackney was decent. Hackney was good. Barry, as we said, was good as well. There was some big chances, as you said, Paul. Some big chances for them. Pickford made an incredible save. Well, 2 incredible saves. Munoz had a chance, and they had a few chances. Mateta had a chance where he hit it over, and then Mateta also had another good chance as well. They had some really good chances, and I feel that they'll be frustrated that they didn't take the chances. But I feel we had some good chances as well. We took 2 of them, and we could have probably scored more as well. And I spoke to the Crystal Palace fan after the game. He said, you need to finish teams off a little bit better. He said, if you let a team have possession like you did for the last 20 minutes, another team would punish it. It's just that we was really poor with the possession at the end, which I agree with him. But I just think we was comfortable on the 2-0. I do feel that we could have gone 3 4-0. I really do. I think we could have put that game to bed. But I do think we will put it to bed when these players get even better. Emma says she nailed the goal scorers there. You did. Correct. I thought I was going to get the score right at one point. I thought it was going to be 3-1. Did think it was going to be 3-1. All this sorting this stuff out. And we're just a couple of technical issues. That's why we are late. We'll get it sorted at the start of the season anyway, isn't it? So I think we can get away with it. First goal, Kiernan Dewsbury. I thought it was fantastic by Armstrong, personally, because Armstrong, he didn't give up, did he? Armstrong was just working hard, as he did all game. Armstrong showed a lot of maturity this game, I feel. He showed a lot of maturity. And I think he closed it down, worked hard, got the ball back, and then Kiernan Dewsbury, cracking finish by him. Really good finish by Kiernan Dewsbury. And it was... You could tell Kiernan Dewsbury appreciated what Armstrong did on that. You could tell, because after he scored, he went straight up to him and said, that goal was because of you, because you worked hard. How are you getting on with that signal? Is it froze you still? We're having some freezes today, aren't we, people? Do drop your comments in. Flood your comments in. What do you think? What was your thoughts on the game? Let us know. What was your thoughts on the match? Was you happy? Was you not? I don't know why we've got issues with the signal today, but it is what it is. Even my thing's gone blurry, hasn't it? Do keep your comments flooding in. Right, so I've got the picture better at least. For a show that's been so professional last season, even I'm getting it wrong here. It's getting live. Gotta love it, ain't you? How are you getting on with your signal, Paul? Is it still froze you?
If you can hear me, then that's a bonus.
Yeah, but it just keeps freezing you on a picture.
Yeah, I think it just must be lots of Evertonians online.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't never normally have it, do we? So I think you can let us off one time, can't you? I heard Wharton off to the red shite. Wharton is going to Liverpool. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know. He did look good, to be fair. Wharton did put a cracking ball through. He was the one that put the ball through to them to have a really good chance, and it was a lovely ball over the top. But he did look the main danger for them, didn't he, Wharton? They didn't have Saw, which I felt was a massive positive for us today. If they would have had Saw, I feel some of those chances would have been in the back of the net that they had today. So I think that did make it a bit easier for us, not taking nothing away from the win, because I do think it was fantastic. There was a lot of positives from the game. I do feel there was a lot of positives. We're nowhere near even 90% at the minute, and that's the good thing. I think that's a big positive that we gave Newcastle a spanking with players that are just getting used to stuff. And then we've just gone and beat Crystal Palace with players that are just getting used to stuff. And I like that we're pulling out results now with a team that's not even the finished product yet, that's massively on the rise. We're only going to get better and better. You look at most players and you know that they're only playing about 70%. I think when we get these players playing 90, 95%, 100%, it's going to be a big difference for Everton. I think we're going to be a real danger. You look at players like Hackney, who I thought was a lot better today, really tidy on the ball, Hackney. Armstrong, really good today as well. Merlin Roll, really good. Struggles a little bit in that right back position, I feel, Merlin Roll. I feel he can switch off and leave a player a little bit sometimes, Merlin Roll, but boy, does he add something going forward. We're a lot more attacking team, I feel, with Merlin Roll as that right back. I did like how much he bombs it forward. Sometimes it just means that someone has to cover him, Merlin Roll. He just stays forward and someone just drops in, a centre mid or even a centre back moves over. But Merlin Roll, he looks to be an incredible player. I do feel with Merlin Roll, if we do sign a right back, he will be really dangerous in the middle of the park. And I think that's going to be his best position. Because sometimes when Merlin Roll does switch off, there's a ball over the top for him. He went for the header. He was just a bit out of position, I think, when he switches off like that defensively. You think to yourself, he's not a defender anyway. You forgive him.
But it's worth having him. It's worth having him there at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got the speed to cover it, and it's just if you had Jake O'Brien, when he's going down that, because there was a couple of 1-2s with him and Iliman Ndiaye and the overlaps on Ndiaye, and it just made Ndiaye's game so much better because Merlin Roll was looking to get forward at every opportunity. And there were so many just long balls through where Merlin Roll just did the overlap, just a lovely cut. And I think Dewsbury all likes playing those balls as well, where it's just like everyone loves a runner in football. I think when you're a player like Dewsbury All or James Garner or anyone that you love putting those through balls, you want the runs. And I think Merlin Roll is always looking to run where players don't want him to run. And it really does. When you've watched Everton before in the past, you've watched us, and we look like we can't get through or we can't break the lines. And I think with Merlin Roll, he's always making that movement to break the lines, to make players uncomfortable. I think Mitchell's normally a really good left back, but oh my days, he got ripped to pieces today. He really did. And he's not even slow, but Merlin Roll was bombing it past him. Merlin Roll was like, come on, let's go, boom. You want to go, let's speed. And he's not slow. And Merlin Roll was just getting his head down. And I was thinking to myself at some points, like, why is Merlin Roll trying to give him a sprint here? He's not going to beat him. And he did. He just bombed it past him. So honestly, there's so much potential with Merlin Roll. His speed's incredible. But like I say, you do just have to watch him a little bit defensively because he wants to get forward that much. He can get caught out. But I think if we are going to be a team that wants to play attacking football and go out to win games, not draw games, it's nice to see a player that wants to attack more than what he wants to defend.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but the way that we set up with the two yours, sort of in the middle, Armstrong and Hackney, and then you got Roll, there was just a lot more tenacity. There's a lot more purpose in wanting to do something with the ball. I think often a lot of the time is, particularly with older players, is that they'll win the ball back, but then they'll want to slow it down, where the younger ones won't tend to want to do that. That's just a natural thing about whatever age you are as a footballer. But as soon as Hackney got on the ball, he was looking left or right for George or Ndiaye, and Armstrong was the same, and he was brilliant at winning the ball back. I mean, straight away, the best example is our first goal as well, because as soon as they get the ball in that right back position, Armstrong is straight up to the person. They've not taken 10 yards back. They're very much on the front foot and trying to win the ball back. So when Armstrong wins the ball back and gives it to ADH, and it's a great finish, that is a great example about how much they want to win the ball back early instead of just being content to sort of sit. And that was a big difference there, I thought.
Yeah, I can't believe they tried. I mean, it's the way that they play, but I think there was words of the World Cup about Pickford versus that goalkeeper, and that goalkeeper looked so fragile passing it out from the back. There was one moment where he just put it through, and it just went straight to our midfield, bang, and Dewsbury all didn't use it wisely. I feel that if we would have pushed on to them passing it out from the back a little bit more, we could have had a lot more success, because I felt they was real nervy. I would love to have seen us push on even more from the pass out from the back, because they did not look convinced to pass it out from the back. I think they're going to struggle with that. Maybe there was better with the defenders that they used to have, but they've lost two centre-backs, and I think that passing out from the back, they look very fragile, even the goalkeeper. And I think if obviously it's our first game and stuff, and we don't want to completely push on because we might fall for the trap and they can catch us on the counter. But I do feel that you could have pushed on more against them and really caught them out. Spurs are losing 2-0. That's what happens when you start giving it large rip and Everton on Talk Sport, saying that we ain't brought no players. Well, we won our first game, Spurs. You know what I mean? We was 2-0 up, so you're 2-0 down, Spurs. So a lot of people have slated Everton, but we've seen Man United lose. We've seen Spurs 2-0 down. I really do like, Paul, that it does feel like we know what we're doing. It feels like last season we was pretty strong in defence. I know we finished the season bad, but look how well we defended away games. You know what I mean? And I like that we've come in with a base this season where it feels like we're cracking on from the start of last season and thinking, you know what, we know what we're doing. We're locking in. Even Mikalenko, he's had a lot of stick. Mikalenko has, and we know he's a confidence player. But I thought Mikalenko today was fantastic. And I thought in the pre-season last game, he was shocking. And he looked shocking last game. And I was worried about him. But I think this game, I think he said to himself, I've done this before and I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to play decent. And I thought Mikalenko was decent. He was solid defensively. And I thought he had an okay game. There was a lot of players that you could give shout-outs to, though. Iliman Ndiaye talked for man of the match. I don't know whether he got man of the match, but I do not want to lose Iliman Ndiaye, by the way. I do. Some Everton fans, and this, honestly, some Everton fans was like, yeah, Iliman Ndiaye, I'll have the money, please. I'll have the money, yeah, I'll sell him. I want to do everything we can to keep Iliman Ndiaye because he is the difference. He is Iliman Ndiaye. He can come up against the best players in the Premier League and they still can't tackle him when he's on the ball. He's so good on the ball and in possession. He dribbles past players and makes them look like the Sunday League footballers Iliman Ndiaye does. It's so hard to have the talent that Iliman Ndiaye has to be around an elite player and still not be able to lose the ball, be that comfortable on the ball. And I really do think if we lost Iliman Ndiaye, it would take... It'd be like some people that said, oh, Lukaku wasn't that good. And you probably think I'm mad saying that, but some people still moaned about Lukaku when he scored that many for us. And it'd be like that. You'd realise how much you miss him when he's gone. He really does give us so much. He's instant possession. And Everton have never been a possession team for a long time, Paul. And I would hate to lose Iliman Ndiaye. For me, if you was to get in Europa League, your Iliman Ndiaye is a player you'd want. He's a European footballer. I really do think he is. Because he, like I say, against any player, Iliman Ndiaye, he can handle it. What's your thoughts on that, Paul? He really was good today, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, Scar pointed out well in the fact that he was brilliant on sort of both ends, defensively and attacking. That was one of our best things today, I think, was how quickly we won the ball back. You know, we weren't just sort of, we weren't jockeying people, so to speak. We were going in for the ball and we weren't standing off them to, let them sort of pass it back or sideways or try and do something with it. We were literally on him. Armstrong was really good at doing that. So was Hackney and Dyer was as well. Roll is very good at doing that. And like I said, it's that tenacity really. So if you've got that around you, that's going to spur other players on to maybe be the same or to try and follow that example. And Dyer's a really good example of winning the ball back and trying to then make things happen. If they don't come off, they don't come off. But at least they've tried to do something that changes the game. And I mean, the second goal's great because it wasn't a case of sort of holding the ball, playing it back, and then eventually it, fizzling out. You literally got down the side and whipped it in. And that's what we wanted. We wanted a lot of that. We've not had too much of it. And fair play to Barry for letting it bounce off his head and into the goal. But that kind of purpose and ideals to try and make something happen is really important. Like you're saying about Mikalenko there, he played well defensively, but he didn't have to get forward because you had George, who every time got the ball, again, went at the defender or tried to make something happen. You remember when Baines and Pienaar were playing together? Baines would get forward quite a lot. But when Pienaar wasn't playing and Morales came in, Morales didn't do that with Baines. He would get the ball and Morales would run. And Morales was good at what he did most of the time, but it did mean that Baines became... It means he wasn't as involved in attacking play because he did link with Morales. He sort of fed Morales and then, instantly he'd be involved in other attacking play, but he didn't have a link with Morales. Whereas this is very similar with Mykolenko and George. Mykolenko will give the ball to George, but not have to overlap or anything. George will give it a go. And I think that's probably going to help Mykolenko in the fact that he won't be expected to get forward as much because George is there. If you have Grealish in that position, Grealish holds the ball up, win the free kicks, but Grealish needs someone either going on the inside or the outside to help him provide a bit of space for Grealish to do something. So that's why Mykolenko, again, looked bad going forward last season, because he didn't really get involved enough, or when he did, his crosses weren't good. But he doesn't have to do that with George, because we've got that purpose of getting the ball and then going forward with it. So that's probably going to help one or two of the defenders, to be fair.
Yeah, I do understand what you're saying. I think I'm really impressed with the way that George, he runs with speed but still keeps the ball at his feet. We've seen people sometimes run with speed but just lose the ball. Everything George does, it seems like he does the right thing. When he cuts in, he keeps the ball under control. When he cuts in, he don't just run into players for the sake of it. His movement is so good. And he's got a really sharp turn on players as well. It feels like when George has got that ball down the left-hand side, every time he moves, it's not to lose the ball. It's either to get a throw in or to cut inside, or he makes the movement to go around the player on the left-hand side. And he looks like he's both-footed, which really, I don't even know if he is both-footed, but when he goes around on the left, he looks confident. And when he cuts in on the right, he looks confident. So I think that's really good about him, that he can cut in both ways. So he looks to go around a player left and right. And I know as a defender, that's frustrating because they don't know what to do. All they can do is try and put the ball out of play. And like you say, the good thing is that when George is getting the ball, he doesn't need that overlap. He looks like he can go around a player by himself. He really does look like he can go around the player by himself. George does. And he looks today, I like to see him get more clinical, because I think the positions he got in today, he could have had 2-3 goals himself, George. But I know he's only just on the beginning of his journey. Do you know what I mean? He's got so much more to give. But I think when he gets confident, and I always compare him to Saka, I did to the Crystal Palace fan, but I think if he can get his finishing as clinical as Saka, I think the position he gets in, he's going to bag a lot of goals, because he does get in a lot of good positions. And I also seeing today, Dewsbury all start to think, you know what, this George, I'm just going to ping. Dewsbury all just got it, looked up, fed it in front of him, just put it in front of him. Do you know what I mean? Dewsbury loves that little ball right in front of him to say, go on, pinger. And I think midfielders do like that. And Dewsbury likes to put it in George, a position where he knows George could just run onto it and do the defender. And I think that's the good thing, is that if you can get George one-on-one with one of their players, and you can put it in front of him, boom, he'll beat him every time. And we was doing those balls really good today. George looked really dangerous, and Ilman and Jai looked dangerous, and I think it was a good balance, to be fair. When both of your wingers, when the ball goes out to both of your wingers, you're not just losing the ball. You look like you can either bring it back to the middle of the park or go around the player. So I thought that on the wings, we looked really dangerous. But like you said, Paul, I think the fact Hackney and Armstrong stepped it up today. He's loving it, you know. He's really happy.
He's
you
matured,
can tell
isn't he?
He's looking like, I know this is a bad comparison because a lot of people don't like Ross Barkley, but he's looking like that. He's looking really tidy on the ball. Do you know what I mean? He's got his like chest out, and he's looking to where to put the ball. And you can tell he's got more confidence, because even towards the end of the game, he's deliberately getting free kicks. He's deliberately like making people want to come and tackle him, and that's a confident player. He's not nervous anymore. You can tell he's confident. I think he's playing now his championship football in the Premier League and still being able to put on a good show with it. We're seeing what he was doing in the Championship, why Derby County liked him, and why Preston liked him as well. So I'm excited about a lot of stuff with Everton at the minute. And you've got to remember, we didn't even have Norgard as well, which I think will be a big positive as well. I think he'll be good. And James Garner, that was without James Garner. He come on at the very end. So that's what I mean, to get that result. I know it wasn't perfect. I know they could have scored a few, but we've watched Everton many times where you can't take positive out of the game, but we look like a very attacking, dangerous team now, don't we, Paul? Even towards the end, we're still attacking. I like that we don't just sit back now.
Yeah, we didn't. Well, I mean, a good chunk of the second half, we didn't push on as such. We won the ball back, but it did keep breaking down, and a lot of that comes from whoever's in the striking position, to be fair. I mean, good on Barry for getting his goal, but I don't think him or Beto sort of shone in terms of their touch and things like that. So I still think that's a position that needs to be looked at. One of the potential ironic parts of all this is that Roll's doing such a good job at right back. We buy a right back, but then people prefer Roll at right back, which would be sort of hilarious and scary at the same time. But yeah, Emma says, wish Roll would turn it in that right back, getting further away every game he plays there. Well, he does it. He's done a good job, to be fair. And just as a unit, we just look lively. And, you know, Moyes has been getting a lot of flack and stuff like that. But that energy as well has got to come from the manager. And, you know, a lot of that was good today, and it was good purpose today. And even though it didn't sort of go great every time we attacked, there was always potential. I think if you had a more competent striker in that lineup, I just think we would have been even stronger, as strong as we would need to be going forward in the season, really.
I personally think that Moyes knows what Merlin Roll does. And I think Moyes is torn between wanting Merlin Roll to attack a lot and having him as a right back. And I think Moyes has said to the players, when Merlin Roll goes on one, because sometimes you'll see him on the left, you'll see him left wing sometimes you'll see him in the 10, sometimes you see him up front. And I think Moyes has said when Merlin Roll goes on one, I've seen Armstrong do it a couple of times, just pull back. I even seen Iliman and Jai play right back when Merlin Roll went on one. I think they just get told if Merlin Roll goes on one, you're going to be a back three. It's going to be Mikolenko, Brownthwaite, and Tarkowski. Yeah. And I want someone to make sure that they just sit in, whether it's Iliman and Jai, Armstrong, or someone else. And I wouldn't want to take that away. I know it's scary and we can get caught out defensive. I think we've got to be a bit more switched on to cover Merlin Roll when he does push up. But I wouldn't want to take that away, because I do feel when Merlin Roll attacks, because he's not supposed to, he's not trapped. It's unexpected. And I think he gets a lot of space doing it because no one expects it. So I think it is a good secret weapon. I'm not comparing us to Man City, but I do think we've seen that when, is it Nunes plays right back for them, centre mid, when he does get forward a lot, he does have a lot of shots and he can come into a midfield position. That's the way football is now. I think you can rotate and players do fill in. We've seen it today with Dewsbury Hall. I mean, our three centre midfielders was Dewsbury Hall, Hackney, and Armstrong. But sometimes Armstrong was in the 10 and Dewsbury Hall come deep. There was a lot of rotation in that. I do think they take it on turns as well, on who comes deep and who gets in that 10 position.
Yeah, I mean, Riley does it with City as well, doesn't he? I mean, City probably have far more possession and able to do it more often than we will generally be able to do. But that seems to be one of the tweaks in the modern game, is you do get your fullbacks more involved in midfield play and more attacking play, and so it's a possibility for us. Look, and I know sort of, you know, Dunny says that it's one game. You know, negativity might sit in and stuff like that, but it's a positive start. it's an absolute positive start. I mean, there's things that could be better, and Moyes will probably say that himself. They're never gonna settle for anything. But you have Hackney and Armstrong making great progress. You have Roll, doing that job at the moment in that right back position. George on the ball, going at people, and I winning the ball back and going at people. And Branthwaite, massive. It's a massive thing. If that lad can stay fit for 3/4 of the season, even, then we could have a really good season. And a lot of it stems from him and Pickford. I thought he was just a rock. He just has that aura about him as well. Anytime the ball is around him, he's the one that it is attracted to, or he just gains control of the situation, and you don't have that uncertainty. And there was one moment, I think there was Palace had a shot in the last 5-10 minutes, I think it was, and it was Branthwaite who blocked it, and then he gave a bit of a celebration afterwards that he blocked the shot. That whole kind of attitude and determination and resilience that we show today to get a clean sheet, by the way, which we don't always to get a clean sheet. That's massive. You've got young players, attacking players, and strong, reliable defenders. Then you've got a chance.
Pickford, I don't know what it is like. He's come back looking so fresh. Even his haircut looks fresh. He looks like he's come back 10 years younger, Pickford does. He must have been in like the Maldives or something like that, getting fed grapes. Maldives getting fed grapes like a king in a chair because he's come back. Honestly, he's come back from the World Cup and I don't know if he's had his hair highlighted or anything, but he looks so fresh, Pickford does. And a lot of people was on to Pickford over that World Cup. And he come back, and today he's up against a goalkeeper that was speculated to be able to take his position. Although against France, that goalkeeper
nonsense.
No, but I just think
absolutely
he come back, Paul, and he just today he's just locked in. He's locked in. He knows it. No matter how many people try and bring Jordan Pickford down, Jordan Pickford knows what he's about. And when he's on that pitch, he knows he's got game. He knows he's got game. And those saves that he did, the fingertips onto the post, incredible saves, some of the saves he pulled off. Even Munoz had a chance against him. Munoz one was a bit easier. But he pulled off some incredible saves, and that's what he does. And these saves can change games. I mean, if they scored that, you're looking at yourself 1-0 down. It's a completely different game when you're 1-0 down. You've got 2 goals to even be winning. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to appreciate Pickford on these little moments. I think sometimes you take it for granted. You think, oh, we won 2-0. You forget about that Pickford save. But that Pickford save, it was massive. Now, Thierry Barry, there was a moment where Thierry Barry, I wish I had it. Like, I was trying to find a video. I wish I'd just recording it whilst I was watching it. But Thierry Barry scored, and he did his celebration. Then they put it on this kid whilst Thierry Barry was doing his celebration. The kid was so happy when Thierry Barry was doing his celebration and stuff. Thierry Barry's got the best celebrations in the world, I think. I don't think I could even do this one. I could do the bow and arrow one, but the dance that he did this time had too much swag for me. I don't think I can hit those levels. But I'm really happy for him. And I said this, Paul, on the pre-match show as well. Like I gave him a little bit of slate last season. I did believe in him. Last season, I believed in him, and I kept believing in him. And then he just didn't come good. So I got frustrated with him. And then I believed in him. And then he didn't come good. And I got frustrated with him. And I kept seeing glances. And then I didn't know whether to believe in him. And I'll put my hands up and I'll say, like, last season, I don't think he was good enough. This season, Thierry Barry, he said he's been working with a striker coach. He feels that he's found out the Premier League a little bit, what he has to do in the Premier League. And he looks a complete different player. He holds the ball up so much better now. He brings players into play. His speed looks a lot better. He looks sharp. He looks like he wants to be at Everton. He looks happy. He's a complete different player. I don't know what's happened. I think someone's given him a sit down. I don't know if his mum's given him a sit down and says, Oi, sort yourself out, Thierry Barry. Come on. He's Everton. This is a good team, Everton. You need to play good for him. And he does look a complete different striker. He's just bringing a lot of players into the game, working hard. And I think he can be successful. I mean, I just put a tweet out now. That's 1 goal in 1 game. And I want him to bag 20 goals this season. I really do. And some people laugh at me when I say that. But if you keep bagging goals every game and get a couple of braces here and then, I've seen players get 20 goals quite easy. So I want Tierney Barry to be the man. As you said, Paul, I still feel that we do need to bring in another striker just in case he's not firing, because it ain't always going to go his way. And I feel bringing another. There has been rumours that we're looking at other strikers. So bringing either a third striker in or a second one for Beto to go, I don't know. But I am happy with the way Tierney Barry is playing. He did have a chance that he missed, and you could tell he was fuming that he missed it. He knew it was a good chance when Dewsbury put it across, and there's a couple of times he should have been running in a bit quicker. But I'm seeing a lot of positive things from him, Paul, now, Barry.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly happy enough, isn't he? He's enjoying it. I just wish he could work on his touch, but maybe it'll get there. Maybe it'll get there. I just think someone just with a better touch would just create more chances for himself. He's all right with a one-touch finish, so he doesn't have to think about it too much. I think Beto was the same, but if we can work around them, then I think we could. Well, it's one game, but the signs are pretty decent so far. I think Palace's problem is what our problem has been for a long time, is not being able to put the ball in the net. They had 3 very, very good chances in that first 20 minutes. One of those goes in, then it's a different game because they sit back then, and we don't have the space that maybe we were able to create in the first half. But we've done decent, and it's about being able to get a couple of games, 2 or 3, wins in a row. Whoever manages to do that manages to get the whole upbeat start to the season. Having a good August is important. We've not had a decent August for consistently for a long time.
I think on what you said there, Paul, I do feel that Barry was getting a lot of the simple stuff wrong last season, just like holding play up and feeding it and getting the players to run past him and just feeding it onto the players running past him. I know this is bad, but I feel like Barry can be an effective striker even if he doesn't score loads of goals. He's just got to get those, because there's so many players running on behind him. We look so dangerous now behind Tierney Barry. If he can just link the things up and link the players up and keep the ball and get the players running past him, I think we can get a lot of goals with Njai, with Dewsbury Hall, with George, who we spoke about earlier on, and even with the deeper midfielders. I do feel we can get a lot of goals from our midfielders this season. Obviously, you want your striker to score, and there was like you said, where Barry couldn't get it out of his feet, and I think a lot more confident. Touch it to his left hand side, bang it bottom left hand corner. He's got to think about it before it even comes to him what he's going to do with it. He's got to expect it. And there's a couple of balls that we put across the box, so that Dewsbury put some sweet balls through. And you've just got to be on it straight away and read it as a striker. But there is positives and there is a few things that he needs to improve on. But he's definitely better than last season. I know that.
Yeah, I think, like you say, we can play around him. It wouldn't be a surprise if Ndai or Kiernan or whoever else from midfield ends up being one of our top goal scorers. I think Barry needs to bulk up. I think he needs to bulk up. I'm not, he's not got it naturally like Beto, where he likes barging into people and winning the ball that way. But he just needs to bulk up a bit for even a bit of resilience, because there's so many times that he is sort of nudged off the ball, particularly when it's in the air. I think he just needs to get on the weights, and work on that touch. He can finish, he can finish, but it's about him getting into that position to be able to do the finish. He can shoot, but his first touch and creating the space to have his shot is where he's maybe lacking a little bit, and a bit of meat would have that, I think.
Someone said earlier, I wouldn't have Grealish now because George had a good game. I still think we need Grealish. I still would have him. I still would bring Grealish in personally, because I think at the end of the game there, when you need to see it out and you want possession, Grealish should be a cracking player to bring on. I still feel I would still take Grealish. I would still take Richarlison. I really would. I just feel they could add something to us. I know some people wouldn't want that, and they're saying, "Oh, you wanting old players never go backwards." I don't think it's going backwards. I'm looking at what we've got, and I'm thinking, could Richarlison play up front sometimes if Barry wasn't doing it and jump on some of those balls through and score? What are the chances that we had today? Yeah, I do think Richie could score some of those chances that we put across the box today. Do I think that Grealish could be good and be influential on the left as well when either George gets injured or George comes off at 60th minute? Yes, I do think Grealish could be effective. So I do think we need a right back. Personally, I think obviously going forward, I'd like someone to come in and take Michael Keane's spot or Tarkowski's spot, a new centre-back. But that's a later thing. I think I've just got to accept that our 4 centre-backs are who they are. But I'd like a right back, I'd like a striker, and I'd like Jack Grealish. I'd be happy with that, I think. I really would be happy with that. Three big players. Backup left back would be good. I don't know where Asnu was today.
Good call.
Better as I touch the comments are coming in. But no, that's about it. Paul, what have you got to wrap the show up, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have
Quartermas is freezing.
Barry
Giving him the wrap of the show, and I think it's freezing for you then.
No problem.
Asnu was injured. Was he injured? Just waiting for Paul to come back about his freezing, so we could. YouTube's been weird recently. I don't even know. I don't know why we've had the freezers, to be fair. We've had a lot of freezers this time. Not quite sure why. I've had to work with them today throughout the show. Normally better. We'll find it out and figure it out, though, as we always do. First game, so. I think Barry's shoulder was defo the problem last season. Now he's had a minor op. He looks a different player. Yeah, maybe. I think he was all right today. I think a lot of players are just going through the motions, just building confidence. A lot of young players as well. Paul Sampson's having a break. Freezers doing you over. But no, Paul, that's I think we've wrapped everything.
I think my Wi-Fi needs to get on the weights.
Oh, yeah, I think your Wi-Fi needs to work out with Turner, Barry, on your weights.
I think so, yeah. Yeah. Would have had stats and ratings up today. You wouldn't want to look at Flash Score's stats anyway. They chose KDH as man of the match. But they gave Hackney a 7-1 and Armstrong a 6.6, I think. So I think they played far better than is suggested.
No, I can't really take it away from Dewsbury. I thought that goal was fantastic. Reminded me a little bit of the Man United goal. Sometimes Dewsbury, when he does get a chance and you can see the top corner, he can find it sometimes. Got a cracking shot on him, and that was a beautiful goal, though. Really beautiful goal, that was. Absolutely lovely goal from Dewsbury. I get the membership so we can get broadband. When you get that, well, we can't. Like I say, it's sometimes when your internet's doing that, you can't do nothing about it. It's quite frustrating. I know it could be frustrating to some of your listeners because you just haven't got the patience for us. But we don't know why. So we'll sort it out. We'll get on it. No, we had it bang on, didn't we, Paul? Most of the last season. So we'll get back to that.
We did, yeah. I don't know why. One of them days.
He has been on holiday though.
Say
So
we were out of the cupboard. I know. Hey, you got
when you've been on
extensions everywhere.
When you've been on holiday for 2 weeks and you've had such a good time, you're always going to come back to a little bit of stress, ain't you? You know what I mean? so the Wi-Fi's just done him over. The Wi-Fi's done him over, people.
That's the most accurate one so far.
Yeah, it is. That's a good one, to be fair. People are going to have to come out with a catchphrase about Paul's Wi-Fi. Spurs are woeful. Yeah, I know. I'm going to have a watch a bit of that now. But no, that is the end, people. We've spoke about it. We've bits and bobs. We've had, like I say, I've struggled with I've struggled to get my stuff right tonight as well. We've just had one of them. But that is it. We're going to wrap it up now. Thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back for the pre-match Bournemouth next. We'll be back live before the game and then after the game again. But
we have got a game. Game midweek.
Oh yeah.
League Cup in the week, Wednesday night, I think. So Preston away, and hey, you never know. Maybe we'll win the League Cup this season.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. Some of you lot, right? You don't like me getting positive,
right? Wasn't it?
Been going gym as well. Look at that. 2 weeks at the gym. Chest is massive already.
Swole.
And no, you don't like me getting positive. I'm even eating healthy as well. I haven't had a bar of chocolate for 2 weeks or anything. I'm proper like just rice and chicken, really eating healthy. You feel so much better for it when you eat healthy as well, actually. No fizzy pop or anything. I'm on it hardcore. Going to turn into Rocky by the end of next summer. I'll be in real good shape. You might see me playing for Everton at the age of 37. But no, what I will say is like, I'm just gutted that I didn't put a bet on Everton to win the league because I feel like the odds would have gone down now. And I feel like Everton probably would have been about 150 to 1 to win the league. And now we'll probably be about 2 to 1 to win the league because everyone knows we're going to win the Premier League. So I'm a bit gutted that I didn't put that on because I know for a fact we're going to smash it. I really do think we're going to smash it this season. Everyone gave Everton right. So I seen it yesterday, and I put a tweet on X. I put a big tweet out on X. I did, and I put some of these talk sports and all that right. You know what I mean? Because I seen O'Hara and all that, and Cundy slating Everton, trying to dig us and all that lot. Trying to give it like, oh, Everton have done nothing in the transfer window. They're just a 13th place club and all that lot. Well, I've seen Man United do stuff in the transfer window. They couldn't even beat Hull. You got mauled by the Tigers. Man United. I've seen Spurs now spend a lot of money and they're struggling. Just be careful because I know Everton ain't spent big, but what people don't realise is we've got a lot of young talent from last season that can come good. And I said this on last night's show. Armstrong is basically a new signing because he didn't really even play for us. So Armstrong's basically a new signing. Diblin, when he comes good, I think he'll be better this season. Will be a new signing because he didn't even play for us. Asnu, when he comes back, will be a new signing because he didn't even play for us. There's just going to be Norgard, he is a new signing. I still think we'll get 3 more players. We will be dangerous this season. Mark my words, I'm telling you right now, they will get a right back. They'll bring a striker in because I've seen them going in for a lot of strikers, and we'll have another player. We'll bring in 3 more decent players before the season finishes, and I already think we're pretty strong. So watch out for Everton. A lot of these people that have slated Everton saying we're not going to be good, watch out for us. Trust me, because I think we'll be a decent outfit this season. I really do. I think we'll be powerful. Just keep stacking those 3 points. That's all. You ain't got to be good. You ain't got to, like today, we didn't massively deserve to win, but we put a performance out that was good enough to win. 3 points off Crystal Palace, goodbye. You know what I mean? Bournemouth, get 3 points off them, goodbye. Just keep stacking these 3 points. Get to a good start. You win your first 4 games of the season, your first 5 games of the season, Paul, and everyone's trying to catch up. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm seeing a lot of teams that have either changed manager, they're not that stable because they've changed manager. There's been so many manager changes in the Premier League. And I'm seeing a lot of player changes as well in teams where they're not going to click straight away. And I think our team, we are clicking. We're not completely clicking, but we're clicking enough, I feel, to pick up points, Paul. I think we could bag some points. You know what I mean? And I'm excited about this season. I really am. I'm excited because so many players that we've got so many players that have got so much potential. And I love that as a football fan. Do you know where you always want to have that player, Paul, that's a gem that you don't even deserve to have, like Iliman Ajayi a little bit. And I think we've got a lot. I think Armstrong could be a little bit of a gem. I think Merlin Rowe's definitely a gem. I think Hackney's, the way Middlesbrough fans talk about him, is a bit of a gem. Diblin, if he comes good, he could be a gem. Be nice to see Barry come good. Bradthwaite, we know he's a Rolls Royce. There's a lot of positive stuff this season. We're not having negative stuff. We're having positive stuff. And we've just got one game, one win at home as well. Don't forget that. We were struggling at home towards the end of last season. And for some reason, I don't know why, when we played at home, we felt too much pressure because the players wanted to please the fans and felt the pressure and didn't. It's nice for them to be able to do it today. You know what I mean? To give the fans a good first home game to start off the season, because we did bottle it at home sometimes. So I'm quite excited. I really am excited about this season. Paul, last words? That was a lot of words from me, but I am excited about this season.
It was. I tell you what, it's a nice start. It's one of them where you don't mind watching match of the day. Third. So, Champions League, here we go. And good to be back. Just, I've missed it. And I missed everyone last night, and seeing everyone today, that's made my weekend as well as the result. So really good to see everyone, and League Cup Wednesday. Can't wait.
Yeah, do well in the cups as well. Let's make sure we do well in the cups. Right, everybody, that is the end. Go and celebrate. We've had your time now. We've had you for an hour or so. Go and celebrate. That's it. We've done the job today. Started the season off. You win your second game, we could be top of the league. We'll get that second game won, Paul. We could be top of the league, We're a third now, but we could end up top soon, very soon. Win 2. And if you win 3 in a row, I think you're definitely going to be top. Or you're going to be joint top with someone. It's just what you got to do. I don't care how early it is. We look at the league table 1 game in. That's what we do. Paul's already done it. Up with Toffees, everyone. Have a boss one. See you soon.